Welcome to class. All right, today we get to talk about conditionals. If you take a look on the left, you'll see that there is a command that says if mouse y greater than height over 2. That is going to check to see if your mouse is further down the canvas than halfway. If it is, it will draw an ellipse at the mouse's position, mouse x, mouse y. Otherwise, it won't do anything. Okay. And the processing, since it loops through the draw loop 60 times per second, it's going to check and see if that's true 60 times per second. And you can move the mouse up or down, above or below that line. And if it's above, it doesn't draw the ellipse. If it's below, it does. Now, the next thing I'm adding in is an else statement. The else statement is going to say otherwise. So if the mouse is below this point, draw the ellipse. Otherwise, make a rectangle. And there you can see that the otherwise, it doesn't happen if what's inside the if statement is executed. So the program is either going to hit that if statement or the else statement. In this segment, I'm going to go over how you can make your sunsets look a little better, make your animations look a little more deep, even though we're only using 2 dimensions. And we're also going to go over the if, else structure. Now, what you see right now is that I'm just showing you that you can hide one object behind another, or make it appear like that's what's happening. And all I'm doing to do that is I'm drawing that green rectangle after drawing the ellipse inside the draw statement. And that makes the rectangle appear to be on top. Okay. Now, what I've done is I've just pasted in a couple lines that says else if. And I want to go over what that means with you. So in the if, else structure, every time processing loops through the draw, it's going to look at these conditions. It's going to say, if this is true, do this. Otherwise, if this is true, do this. And then finally, in all other cases, do this. And that's what the if, else is basically going to do. Now, the way that you structure this is going to be important. You don't want to have overlaps or conflicts in these statements. And we'll go over more about that later on in class, when you'll be working through more examples of that. But what I would like for you to do for this assignment is change this code. I want you to use the skeleton that I'm going to provide you. And I want you to add some red to this sunset. And you'll see that I have added comments in to say where to declare your variable for red, and then to initialize it, and then finally to use it. In the else if statement, if you want to make it look like the sky is getting redder as the sun goes down, that's the place to use that. And then in the else statement, where you're resetting blue to regular the initial value, that's also a good time to reset red to its initial value. So if you want to start off with very little red so that it just looks like a blue sky during the day, and then as the sun moves down, the red increases, then in the else statement, you would reset the red to 0 or some small number. Now, later, what we're going to do is we're going to do this also for your picture of a house that you're working on. And ultimately, we'll even be able to animate it so that the sky gradually changes colors as the sun moves down. And I would also encourage you in this one to play around with the colors a little bit until you find some that you think look good for you. All right, good luck on this assignment, and I will see you later.